it up, but he fucking had that mask on with the sheet mask on. Damn. How did he see anything?
Not just the mask with the sheet mask, but then that dude's glasses on top of it.
Yes.
That's how he was able to see. He had glasses.
That was some fucking impaired vision. And that guy, no wonder he was moving so slow. Couldn't see
shit. You guys are all freezing up on our end. We're going to bounce out for a sec, but we'll be right back.
We're control alt deleting this.
I binged the second season of Lock and Key. Did you guys get a chance to look at it?
No.
Did you
finish the first?
Oh, really?
No, it was bullshit. I hated it.
You prefer the comic version?
I prefer eating a hot pile of shit.
Eat the corn out of shit?
Yeah.
So I picked up a new full suspension frame.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I saw it on Marketplace.
What'd you get? What is it?
It's a giant.
Is that it back there?
That's the back wheel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't look like the GT, and I see the Santa Cruz. So
let's see. This is a tangled web of nightmare. Let me see.
Are we live?
We're live.
Okay.
Yeah, well, there it is.
Oh, nice. What is that, 2017? 2019?
The year? Or
yeah.
I don't know. It's a good question, but I seen a dude selling it on Facebook Marketplace for like, I got the frame for $250 on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, that's a fucking steal right there.
Then I figured I could cannibalize it with GT, and then have the backup bike be full suspension.
That's awesome.
So when people's bikes go down, well, sure, some of you guys' bikes are janky enough to where you're just gonna be like, fuck it, bring the other one every time. So we'll see. Or I can do some flip bike with it, because somebody wants to tell Sanchez I sent him an invite too. He wanted to be on this. But it should be cool.
That looks really nice, man. That looks like a good setup. And if you want to flip it, I'm sure there's some value there too. But it looks really nice. And with the GT setup, I mean, that thing's pretty primo for a hardtail. So throw all those parts on a squish and you're solid.
Yeah. Oh, well, we already got a thumbs down from somebody.
Dope.
Good. I love my haters.
Is it because we bounced out for a second? That's probably.
That's it.
It was a loss of the Scots.
We're back, bitches. Switch that to a thumbs up.
Ooh, excuse me. Oh, a lot of activities. My last week now of being off in my 3 weeks of vacation time. And this weekend I'm going to be doing all kinds of cleaning out of the new house. So I'll be going back to work just in time to have to manage that and trying to move and pack and all that stuff. This is going to be amazing. I'm actually really excited about it because family's got a bunch of crap that they don't do well at cleaning up. And I'm like, and they're pretty lazy too. So I'm probably going to be the one doing most of the moving of things. So I'm just like, I'm just not going to move anything to the new house that I don't want there. And then we'll move the things I do want, and then we'll move you guys over there. And then I'll come back to the house and throw the other shit away, and you won't even be able to stop me. It's glorious.
Nate, I've got a new show idea that I need you to launch next week. Is that something you could do?
What is
If
it?
oh, it's good, man. It's going to be a lot of work, though.
It just depends on what.
I'm fucking
Oh,
with
you're
you.
just trying to fucking load me down.
You gotta just have a camera with you as you're just getting rid of all the trash.
I'll have a little Asian chick. I'll bring my cousin. Does it bring
Or-
you happiness?
Or when they're all moved out, just have an estate sale and just have people come buy it.
That's an idea.
Just whatever's in there, just take it.
That's
Fill
what
up-
we're doing. Look, Dad's
fill up-
garage. We go
Yeah.
into his garage every like other day, and we're like, okay, what can we take out of here and throw in the trash right before trash day that he knows he's never gonna see again or miss. We've got
What's up
like,
with
you
that?
know,
Is there
we have
like a
like a
threshold
small little
age?
corner like set, like already cleared.
Is there like a
almost a
threshold age where somebody you cross that and they just won't let you throw this piece of bullshit away?
You never know when you're gonna need it.
Dude, we found in my
Actually, have
a
this stuff in
person,
Dad's
an older
garage.
person's
Go
house.
bring-
I'm not going to throw them under any buses, but they had bags of halfway burnt charcoal. It was like just in case, like you want to reburn the charcoal. Like what the fuck?
I think my dad has one of those.
It's like some
Hey,
depression era.
Texas
shit, man.
last year, some motherfuckers could have used that half-burned bag of charcoal.
Yeah, fucking kill themselves from carbon monoxide. A
Oh
few
my-
people did. Fuck.
It's rough.
like,
What up, Sanchez? Sanchez is here.
He's got to get an official like. If
What up?
You got to get a Guy Gardner with a firme bowl cut, Holmes.
I love every kind of Guy Gardner, bro. I like the Warrior, the Red Lantern, any Guy Gardner.
He needs to have like a bowl cut, like he's chasing after Bugs Bunny.
Like, Guy Gardner next summer is just gonna be known as Gardner. No more guy.
Zim Gardner.
Oh, brother.
Z Gardner.
Will be the second gay Green Lantern.
It would be hot guy Gardner. He's already there in that costume. Look at that. Some of those dudes on floats wearing the exact same costume.
It doesn't show the speech bubble, but he's like, "Have you ever been fisted with one of these?"
my goodness.
You know, look at this ball all nice and furry.
The gerbils inside.
For your frou-frou.
Wonder why we got that dislike.
Yeah, fuck them.
So
What happened? We finally got a dislike?
We got a bunch of dislikes on a bunch of our videos too.
really,
When?
Yeah.
I love it. At least they're interacting.
Yeah.
Jeez, Sanchez,
That's
you had the fucking Guy Gardner, and now you got that. We were teasing you about it being like the way it was, and that's your picture that you replace it with.
Is that Channing Tatum?
I don't think you strengthened your argument there, Steve.
Oh boy!
I finally got it. Thank you.
you know, as far as like trends go, we're getting dislikes and whatnot, which that means we're doing something right. But what about any videos that the Comment Cave guys appear on? Always gets porn spam. Like all like, I'm 18 now. Click the link. Like what the fuck?
Hey, these guys, they know what goes on in the cave with three dudes.
Can you see? Does it tell you who likes and who doesn't? You know, gives the thumbs up and thumbs down.
No.
They leave it anonymous.
Yeah, if they did,
You do have to have an account in order to do that,
But it is anonymous.
but it's anonymous.
Oh, Wednesday. Wednesday's a big day. Tell us about Wednesday.
New comic day. No, okay, sorry.
It's your day.
It's your comic day.
It's your day, dude.
So it's the first official day for the store being open. Will be open from 9 to 7.
9 a.m. to 7 p.m.
9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Wednesdays.
Wow.
The rest of the time we open at 11. We sleep in the rest of the time. So no, 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Wednesday is our first day officially having the store open for people to come in and browse and shop. From 4 to 7, we're having a signing with the director and screenwriter for the movie Willy's Wonderland, because there was a comic book that they did for it, a prequel that kind of sets up a little bit of the stuff that they mentioned in the movie. Yeah, I'll, see what happens. We'll see what goes on. I told Isaac the other day, I had my panic attack last week, so we should be okay this week. And the store's coming along nicely. I don't know if I'll be able to process all of the comics that we took in and all the collections over the last year, but a lot of it'll be out for purchase, and we're getting our display units in tomorrow. So hopefully the store will look like a store and we'll be able to get it filled up so it doesn't look like a flea market hangout like it does now.
And thanks to Ray's comic shop, I was able to finally get the other one that I was missing.
What'd you get?
They can't see, Jose. You're not on their screen.
Oh, no, but I can see him when I look over here on the Scotty Young, the other half.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So thanks to Ray's comic shop.
Nice. Nice.
I'm real happy.
I love that cover. Those covers are pretty cool. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. But we'll still do we're still gonna do our live new comic book day sales at the end of when the store closes, kind of towards the end of the day, and all of that still will happen each night, or whatnots and IG sales and stuff. But yeah, so it's good.
How's whatnot going?
It's going good for us. We've only done 4 or 5 sales, I think, and it's doing pretty good.
Is it beating your IG sales?
It depends. We did a Star Wars only sale with just Star Wars comics, and we had some photos from press packets that we had, and that sale went very well, and it matched. It probably matches what we normally do on an Instagram sale. It just depends on what's there. Isaac made out pretty well the last one we did.
Better me than some stranger.
Right. That's true.
Well, we did a show last night, me and Isaac, and we did pretty good.
That was all the pops, right? We did all the pops. Yeah. We haven't really delved into anything just with the comics right now. That's all we've pretty much collection-wise that we were only taking in. We were just dealing with the comic books. But I'm sure once we start taking in collections and things, we might start doing some more toys, or we just don't have the Funko selection that you guys have collecting over the years.
It's so easy though. So freaking easy.
Yeah. It's very
it's crazy.
Convenient. They make it very convenient.
Way more convenient than eBay and all that other crap.
Well, see,
Yeah.
for me, eBay is like my second home because that's kind of where I started doing all of this stuff. Like, I was working at a used bookstore when eBay first started, so I've been doing it since almost like week 2 of eBay. Yeah, it's been a long time. But I like Whatnot sometimes over. I like the IG sales because you can interact a lot more and more freely, and you're not timed, and you don't feel pressure to get those like hits, or you know what I mean, the comics up for people to bid, and they that kind of thing. That's why I like the IG stuff, because you can goof around and still sell some things. But Whatnot but you got to pay attention who's claiming and who's winning, or who claims everything. Because if you're not, you're putting the wrong thing in the wrong pile, or you're not getting the right person's claim. But with Whatnot, if it sells, we just put it in a box. Here's the sold box, here's the not sold box, because it gives you at the end, when you go in to like process the shipping, it groups all of it for you, and it tells you exactly what everybody has and what they've purchased. And that could be why, Isaac, that I put them as specific as I do, like when I list them out, is so that I know, oh, this is what I mean, or this is what, so I don't get confused at the end when I'm doing the shipping and bundling them up. I don't want to screw that up. But it's very easy, very convenient, very fun. And yeah, I like it. It's different. You get a little bit of IG, get a little bit of eBay, like auction. So it's kind of fun.
There's plenty of opportunity for some spicy commentary from yours truly.
Yeah. That's always fun. Remember? Wait, that was our IG sale.
Or sector is at number 1.
What?
Yeah, Far Sector #1. I also got it courtesy of Ray's Comics. So thank you, Ray's Comics.
No.
I got in a top loader now, so.
It looks so pretty.
Right? It's crazy. I think almost all the books that I'm getting from Ray's Comics are going into top loaders, including this bad boy. So thank you.
Nice.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Mega Man.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, dude.
Fully charged. I have a couple more. They aren't foil ones, but they're virgin variants from that series.
Oh, I love chromium foil.
Yeah, I found them when I was going through the box. I was like, oh. So they'll probably be up on the Whatnot sale on Thursday. Because we're doing all like horror, monsters, zombie, vampires, whatever, like scary stuff. Tomorrow's Whatnot sales kind of themed for that.
If by any, I don't know if you, by any chance, if you have any, or if you find any, the Street Fighter chromium ones,
Okay.
covers, let me know, because I'll take them, because I want my Chun-Li and my Ryu and Ken.
Okay. I haven't run across them yet, but I still have like 3 of those long whites to go through.
Hey, I want those too now.
Oh, you know what else we're getting in is this week. Speaking of Funko, we're supposed to get those Galactuses in. Those big, I think they're the blacklight Galactuses.
Oh, I'll take one.
Oh hell yeah!
I'll take one.
So
I think
Jason, I think, gets first dibs on it. We're supposed to get 3 or 4.
I think the plural of Galactus is Galacti, not Galactuses.
We're getting Galactis in.
I'd like a Galacti, please.
I'll take a Galacti.
Do you care which one you get, Lego? Or do you care
Lego's-
which?
Lego's
I
gone.
think there's
Blacklight
supposed to
one.
be a chase for it too. But
I mean, if you got the chase one, that'd be dope. But if you got the black, like, I just want it to glow and look like Galactus and be awesome.
They all do a black light, but the orange one is the chase one.
yeah. Is it they have the Silver Surfer? Is he holding the Silver Surfer or the in his hand?
Yeah, and on the orange one, the chase one, it's a black little silver surfer.
Right, it's the blacks. It's the black. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah, you did the orange one, 100%, all day.
Yeah, I was kind of like ticked today because we got in the PX exclusives, the Immortal Hulk ones, And first off, the one we noticed all of our boxes, because normally when you buy however many are in a case, they don't open the cases, they just send you the case sealed. So I make sure that we order the right amount to fit into the case slot so they don't have to like worry about it. But apparently all of ours got open, and two of them, when they sliced it open with the the warehouse, the top of one is completely sliced, and like half of the other one is too on the top of them, and we're just like, really? But the other two were also cut open and repackaged. So I don't know if somebody was just being a jerk and taking them out, but yeah. Because on the
There's no
packages,
chase for that one.
huh?
Is there a chase for that one? Maybe they were looking for the chase.
Yeah, there is a chase for that one.
Wow.
That's rough.
And we got one, but somebody already claimed it, unfortunately. Fortunately. The toss of the coin determined the fate.
I got something pretty cool, guys. This is a 44 out of 50. There's only 50 of these made.
Oh, it's
And,
not Funko. We don't care about it.
No, it's this is
It's like, get
you guys
that
remember
out of here.
G.I. Joe? The
No.
movie where they had Pythona, who was the probably the
No.
coolest character in there. All right, do I need to stop? Are you guys just gonna fucking troll me? Because I'll just I thought Jose might like this.
So
Is that one of the Slytherin from Harry Potter?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, this is handmade. I know Jose likes the handmade shit. And this was because G.I. Joe never released the Pythona figure. I don't know why it was, but so this person handmade a Pythona figure, and they released it to like certain people on a Facebook group. And pretty cool. Her ponytail just fucking fell.
It's already falling apart. No.
So how since you're the expert on GI Joe figures, how is that Pythona figure?
How do I like it?
Yeah, I mean, is it like
Quality.
is it like legit? Is the quality good, or is it just kind of like slapped together?
The hair already fell out. So what does that say?
Well, the hair, it comes off and on, so you can remove the cape.
Okay.
So it's cool. The hair's in there.
Is it real hair? Or is it
It's
plastic?
It's plastic.
Oh, I like the one they used to use the real hair.
Yeah, they've got.
I've got a few of those with some real hair or strands of whatever plastic that is.
But the sculpt is, I don't know, it's pretty dope, dude. It's and they
So it's
never
a good
released.
it's a good custom then.
Yeah, it's a solid custom, and they never released it.
Did you ever collect the card set? Any of the card sets, Nate?
I have a few of them that, like when I would buy a loose figure, they would put the figure, they would put it like with the figure.
No, I meant like trading card size ones.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
With the and it had like the art to the back, to the card backs.
Yeah, I have everything to do with
Gotcha.
fucking G.I. Joe, unless I got rid of it.
I
already.
ran across a full set of those. It looked like it was like the art. It looked like the art from the original card backings, but they're trading card size ones.
Oh, those are cool.
They're kind of cool. I didn't know anything about them. So.
This was supposed to come in the summertime, but they were trying to get a hold of me. And when I got hacked, I didn't rejoin the 50 million G.I. Joe groups I was a part of. Then I was just like, hey, whatever happened to that thing? And I had to go through, look it back and conversations and whatnot and different purchases through my PayPal list to come back through. But they were able to put that back together and set it up for me. So I was pretty stoked on that. Does it have holes in the feet? Oh, it even has holes in the feet, so I could pose it with the other guys up here. It's pretty legit. And then the card, it's like resealable, so you can put it back on the card. It's like a clamshell action. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's no bobblehead, but there's only 50 of them, so
Nice collectible.
There's 100,000 of this one. Rare.
Right? Isn't it crazy how like people go bonkers for one that's like there's only 5,000?
I wish I could sell 5,000 of something.
You gotta go corporate for that Lego.
Never.
Lego just goes, nah.
So what are we painting today, Lego?
We're gonna do a Wolverine who's not corporate.
So yellow. I thought it was gonna be Big Bird.
I like Big Bird. Man, maybe I'll go Big Bird.
Big Bird's corporate though.
I like Big Bird.
Big Bird is corporate. And I was even thinking this kind of looks like, the early signs of like a Thor helmet. How crazy is it that we've corporatized a pagan religion? That's fucking kind of crazy.
I don't know. They're bringing it back for real in Iceland these days. I don't know if you've seen the reporting on that. The old faith has more adherents in Iceland than there are Christians. Imagine that.
That's pretty wild.
They're in the process of they're going to build a big temple over there for Thor and Freya and Odin.
Oh,
They're gonna, the rest of Europe better watch out. They're gonna go head out in their ships and rape, pillage, and plunder on hallucinogenics.
They're bringing it back.
do it.
Those are my people. I'm good with it.
Nice. I do like a Big Bird with a little skull dude snuffleupagus.
Yeah, well, Snuffleupagus. That's the imaginary dinosaur thing, right?
Yeah.
What?
He's really imaginary.
He's a woolly mammoth.
I think somebody other than Big Bird got to see him once.
Yeah, he had like a coming out party.
Oh. I don't know about that.
Changed his name to Suck 'em Up a little.
Wow.
Sesame Street After Dark. It's got a very neon glow
Oh, that's
to
dope.
it.
This is the second solo Doctor Strange story.
Sick.
Are you getting these on eBay or where are you getting these from?
Sick.
No, dumpster diving.
That's the way to go.
For number 170. This is a 15 center, and it is the invasion of the Thermal Man.
See where it's going.
Wi-Fi.
And this is a general cover.
Colors are nice.
Yeah, those are.
And then this one's getting some traction. So I picked it up at a pretty decent price. So might see it on Whatnot.
Because it has that sweet bulge action right there.
Yeah, and it's also Jason Todd as Robin, the first Jason Todd as in Robin costume. So go figure. The most unliked Robin is actually going up in value.
The one that everybody killed.
Right? 12 center Avengers.
Nice.
That everybody killed.
Right. And I have a bunch more stuff coming in. So when I'm back on the Whatnot, I'll be we'll be listing some of those. Not this week.
Well, me and Isaac got a first appearance of Riri. Show it, Isaac. Do you have it right there?
I showed it to them earlier.
Well,
I don't feel like getting it out.
Just like, fuck it.
You know what it looks like.
What do you do?
that one's just an investment for me.
Show off yours, Steve.
Yeah, let's see your collection.
I think I left it in the car.
Oh,
Serious?
way to treat an
Jeez.
investment.
Yeah, I think it's in the car somewhere.
Because
Because I left the windows down and the roof leaking.
Oh my god, dude. You're something else.
It's a 9.6 first appearance of Riri. I couldn't get the 9.8. It was too much.
Yeah. Well, remember last night I was telling you guys about my next key that I wanted to purchase, and I didn't think I was going to be able to get it so quickly at such a great price. It's got a small little chunk on the front page missing, but 3 weeks ago, one sold on eBay without a back cover for the same price that I got this one for. So I'm really excited.
What is it?
I'll show you guys when it comes in.
Fucking tease.
You bastard.
Oh, man, what the hell?
Sanchez knows. I was just telling him about it last night.
He wasn't.
That guy was
You.
that guy was on fumes, dude. That guy wasn't even alive.
Dude, I was dying. Today, I was dying. I was falling asleep at work. It sucked not having you there yesterday to help out.
Yeah. Fortunately, not gonna be there this week, just to stay on the safe side. So.
Yeah.
One of our customers bought a CGC 180 this week.
Oh wow.
Nice.
6.5, I think.
Ooh.
So it was very inexpensive. That's why he's like, I wonder if there's anything wrong with it. Like, I don't understand why it's as cheap as it was. So he went to check it out, and I think he ended up picking it up.
How much was
You mean
it?
they bought it online, or what do you mean?
No, he went to go, like, somebody had it listed on, I don't know if it was like on OfferUp or something like that, or Marketplace or whatever. And it was just down the street from, because he came by the store to pick up his stuff that he's won over the weeks from the different auctions and stuff, and his pull. And he mentioned it that he was going to go check this thing out. He goes, but he's like, I don't know if the guy doesn't know what he has or doesn't know the price or whatever. But
That's weird though. If it's slabbed, it's slabbed, right?
yeah, it was a 6.5 slab with blue label.
Oh,
So
nice.
I thought he got it for $150.
Oh, what?
Yeah,
What?
and that's the thing is 6.5 $150 for $150, and he's like, "There's got to be something wrong with this. Like,
He
it's
hit
got to
the
be like a
jackpot.
facsimile, or it's got to be something like that." And no, apparently it was legit. It wasn't, fixed, or didn't have the green or red label. It had the legit blue label, and he was able to look up the barcode to make sure that it didn't get tampered with on
It wasn't stolen, was it? It's not stolen goods.
right. That would be like the one thing. Like, I can see that. I can't see that.
1850.
Wow, he got lucky.
Maybe the guy forgot to put a 0 in.
That's a pickup right there of the year.
Right. So
Talking about pulls and stuff like that, Liz. Now that Image is no longer going to do any second prints,
yeah.
can I open a pull list and just have get me all the number ones Image produce from here on, and get me 2 copies of each number one?
Sure. John, are you paying attention? You got that too, right? My brother's in the chat. No, I'll put that in my note right now. But
that's great, Liz. As a comic shop you know, how do you guys feel about that? What do you think that's gonna? I mean, obviously, it's gonna increase their sales, don't you think?
I think what it's gonna force people to just be on top of it. So they're I don't know if it's gonna cause them to like out the gate increase their print run, because I think they're probably printing, you know, smaller first printings of certain issues or series, and they're like, well, if it's popular, then we'll just go into a second printing and it's not a big deal. But now it's going to force, I think it's going to force Image or any of them who decide not to do second printings to figure out how much they want to invest in a particular title now. Do they want, you know what I mean? And leave it at that. It'll be interesting to see if there's variations in print runs, like from one series or one to the next. So something like Saga, obviously they're going to print a huge ton because everybody wants to read Saga. But then something like Redneck, they might not, even though I know Redneck is ending, but I'm just saying, using that as an example, that they'll probably print a much smaller print run because it doesn't have as big of a following. It will determine, I think they'll have to be a little bit more picky, choosy, and the print runs are going to be a little bit more varied from title to title.
Is Robert E. Lee going to be upset with the low run on Redneck?
No, because he's never read it, so it's okay.
Robert E. Lee is a gentleman from Virginia, so he's not bothered by such things.
But since they're not going to do any second prints, or even this, I think the article said that they won't even do, if the comics are damaged, they won't exchange them either.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that hurt the stores itself? Like if you get damaged copies and stuff like that, or they short you for
it can. I mean, we're already starting to like run into that. We're already starting to run into that a little bit with Marvel. Not that Marvel's not doing second printings, but Marvel, Penguin is going to be printing almost to the FOC, the final order cutoff numbers. They're not going to be printing a lot beyond whatever the final order cutoff numbers are. And if it gets, because it goes from Penguin to Diamond, from Diamond to us, we're not direct shipped from Penguin right now because of all of the other damage and shipping issues that they're having, other stores are having with them. And a lot of it's, oh, SOL, sorry, we don't have any replacements. You're just going to get, we get
much
so
of this do we
damaged.
attribute to the paper shortage?
Well, that's part of it. That's part of it. But it might be a continuing practice from here on out with, Image might continue to do that. And we've had some titles have that happen to us. Now that we were online, we didn't have a huge pull. So it's going to affect us if we're not careful with our ordering ahead of time, because the damages that we do receive aren't that much. DC is really good about it. I think in the 6 months that we've been shipping with, having DC, we've probably had like 5 copies get damaged or shorted. So they have a pretty good track record. With Diamond, it's always a hit or miss, but we'll have to see. It's just one more little hurdle trying to start a comic book business in store during a pandemic / paper shortage. It's definitely gonna affect us if we can't get replacements. And credited back, but hopefully consumers will understand what's going on a little bit better, and we're very open with our customers, explaining the whole ordering process and what happens and what's going on, and we try to be forthcoming with that information that they may not know about, so that they can also plan ahead.
I also see it as the could potentially be the end. I know some comic shops don't like to order too much of something, so like even if they order a couple extras for their shop, apart from the pull list, I mean, all those people calling like, hey, do you guys have issue 1 of this? I think that might cause some people to start looking at the previews a little bit more diligently, like we've been doing. Just make sure that we place orders in like, hey, this is something we're interested in, and if they're not going to run a second print of it, then I'd rather, like, just in case.
Well, I know for us, I try to do what I've been, I try with the previews with Liz video that I do on Thursdays to kind of like highlight the number ones that are coming out so that people are aware. I always tell them, we try to give out the preview, not the big thick book, unfortunately, because it's a little bit more expensive to just start giving out, 40 or 50 copies to people. The DC and the Marvel ones, we get a bunch of that stuff for free. So it's easy to get that stuff out to everybody so that they know 2 months ahead of time. And like I said, it's keeping people informed. And, that's part of my job as a comic book retailer is to get the information to the people's hands so that they can be better informed on ordering their comics and the things that they want. And pointing them in the direction of finding out more information if it's something that they're interested in wanting and things like that.
That's why I'm not taking no chances, and I'm jumping ahead of the train and be like, get me those 2 of each. All the number 1s are coming out because I don't want to mess up and forget about buying one.
Yeah, I mean, and then we have customers that are like that too, where they, we've got them. No matter how much I tell them, just as soon as because sometimes 2, 3, 4, 6 months out, they'll make an announcement for a comic that's coming out. And I go, as soon as you know and you want it, you just let us know. I don't care if it's 6 months out and they haven't solicited for it yet and for us to order. That way we have it on the list. We know it's ready. We know it's coming out. We're aware of what's happening and, or if it's an exclusive, and it's communication. That's all, That's all it is just trying to communicate everything and going back and forth. We miss things too. There's been a couple of, John and I were talking about this the other day. There's been a couple of FOCs where we're like, oh shit, it's Monday. We were supposed to finish the lunar order yesterday and we forgot to do it, but we're pretty good about getting our initial orders out, and done ahead of time. There's a lot to it. It's not just like, oh, I'm just gonna throw some numbers in there and just get some comics and then just turn around and sell them and la-di-da-da-da. No, there's a lot more to it than that. But keeps your toes. Keeps young and spry.
For the preview books, the big one, did it just barely came out, or is the new one coming out pretty soon?
The new actually all 3 of them come out this Wednesday. This Wednesday we'll have the Marvel, the DC, and the big chunky previews. And if anybody wants one, just let me know and we can order them for you.
I'll take a big one of the previews.
Okay. Usually if you get one of the big previews, you also get a Marvel and a DC. We throw them all together to throw it up. But there's some people that are only Marvel fans or only DC fans. There's not as many people reading the independent stuff, unfortunately. But
I do all of them, so
I'll pull one. I'll set one aside for you for sure.
Perfect.
Yeah, and like I said, as soon as you know what you want, all you have to do is send us the list and tell us how many copies or which covers, because a lot of them they do variant covers and things like that. The sooner you know, the easier it is for us to get what you guys need, what people need. So, and it helps us with our ordering because it's like, oh, there's 18 people that like this. Maybe this one's why, and you start looking into it, and you can judge and base your ordering on it.
Sweet.
Sorry, I didn't mean that to be so long-winded.
No, it's some good information.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I get excited about talking about comics, and like I said, the more people know the back end, you know, I'm pulling the curtain back, the people that understand the terms and what it takes to do the ordering, the easier it is for them to not get upset when they go into their local comic book store and be like, what do you mean you sold out? What do you mean this isn't out? How come you don't have, you know what I mean? And now people know.
There's some great information for people that don't know anything, or they're brand new in comics, or they just started. So yeah, it's always good to know and getting the info straight from the people that are actually doing it every day.
The baseline is like that previews magazine that gives you the stuff that comes out 2 months from now, at least 2 months from now. So that's what's called the monthly. And then we're able to adjust our numbers at least for just about everything except for Marvel right now. Marvel, I think it's 3 weeks out because Diamond has to get their order in by a certain time so that they can get it to Penguin. So it ups our ordering by a week. So it's 3 weeks out, but everything else, it's 2 weeks out. We get a chance to say, oh, well, we need more because people want more, or, you know, adjust up or down depending on what's going on. So at the 2 week mark, generally speaking, we get to adjust our numbers up or down. And then once we send that in, that's it. We don't get to adjust after that. And then when the comic comes out, they flick the thing on the website where you can go back in, and if they've got more available to order, you can order them if you need to. But more often than not, a lot of the popular titles, hot, you know, I don't want to say keys, but the hot popular ones that everybody wants, chances are you're not going to be able to order those. We're not going to be able to get those again for you. So you have to get them ordered when they come out or find them.
It is kind of a tricky way to mess with the demand on things. I know when the classified G.I. Joes came out, they were super limited and you couldn't really get them anywhere. So it made just made people really, really want them because they couldn't get them, which on one side, and then when they released big, then there was a big surge to get them. But I think on the first drop, it was scalping was running rampant and things like that. So, you know, if they're trying to use scarcity tactics to draw up these things, and I think there's other things involved too. I'm just a victim of the shipping crisis with all of the stuff stuck on the boats because a bunch of the kids' Halloween costumes that I had ordered stuff for, it just never came. And I made sure to order the stuff from, I usually get it from eBay, and I get it from United States sellers. And because I don't want to wait for it to come from China. And then a bunch of money just popped back into my PayPal because they were just refunding. And I'm just like, dude, you said you're in Denver. Why does the shipping crisis affect my purchase? And they're like, what had happened was I got a checking account and a savings account, and yeah, it's whack.
Well, the other thing with the comic ordering too is that sometimes Marvel is actually notorious for that.
1904 Comics is asking, they said they're late. Did we say something about Image not doing second printings?
Yeah, they're not doing, so Image is no longer doing second printing. They've stopped that because of the paper shortage. They've decided to make a conscientious effort to not do second printings. But the other thing is too with the ordering is that a number 1 will be out or not out, and you already have to put your numbers in for number 2, issue 2, and you're not sure how popular, because issue 1 hasn't been released yet, but now you got to put your numbers in, your final numbers in for number 2. And half the time you don't get to see all the variants. It says image not available, or, you know, this isn't the final image and things like that for a lot of the covers. And sometimes they'll tell you in the previews magazine that the cover is going to be done by so and so, and then at the last minute they change it, or they adjust they adjust it from an open order to a ratio variance and things like that too. So it kind of sucks that way with a few things on timing. Because like the first, the comic might be a popular one, but you don't know because you haven't sold issue number 1, and then you're like, we ordered a lot for issue number 1, but number 2 might not be. So then you list your number, and then you find out, it's a really popular title, and now everybody wants it, and you're like, crap, I just dropped my numbers by like 10 or something, It's just, yeah.
Is that why oftentimes, like for example, Philadelphia, we love Philadelphia. Number 1 has a certain amount of numbers, but I believe I read somewhere that issue number 2 had to go into second printing almost immediately because not enough people ordered. Yeah, the number 2. So number 2 is actually more scarce than number 1.
And that's generally true across the board in all publishing, even in like novels, like prose books, like Stephen King or whatever. Like the first book that an author writes is they mass produce it because they're trying to promote this author and this and that. But then are all these people getting the author's first book because it's the author's first book and it might be collectible, and then the second book they print less of. And it's the same way with comic books as well, is that everybody wants the number 1 because the number 1 is the most, it's number 1, you know what I mean? And they don't realize that that's more mass produced than the previous issues. Usually number 2 is a lot less. Issue number 3, they'll bump it up a little bit because by issue 4, it's pretty consistent from there on out, depending on how long the run is, because now they have a base with which to find out who's actually reading versus collecting versus, down the line. It's kind of interesting. A lot of
the value isn't always based on scarcity though, right?
The value is not always based on scarcity, no, but print copies and print runs do take into account sometimes later on when you're able to look them up. It does factor into it. There are some like 3rd and 4th and 5th printings of like Spider-Gwen, I think is one of them, and the first appearance of Kamala Khan. The later printings of those are more expensive than the first printing of number 1 because there were less of those printed. So that's a true like scarcity comic type situation.
And I've seen that sometimes the second print worth more than the first print. Not all the only selling point is low print run. It's like still the second print though.
Right.
But I don't understand the market when it comes to that. I can understand the market if like a second print came with a different cover, and it was a cover that was exclusively to the second print. But for example, like She-Hulk,
one's green and one's purple.
Last week or 2 weeks ago, we sold the She-Hulk number 1, and it went for a decent amount. But then I was looking up She-Hulk second print, and only thing that's different is instead of a red label, it's a blue label. Yep. But that one goes for double what the first print, and that doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, it's the same exact thing except different border color. Which
the print run with if I'm sure I can't remember where the metric is to find it, but there's a place where you can see exactly how many copies were printed, and it's probably it was a very low print run, and we're talking worldwide, So there's a Batman. One of the Batman New 52, like I think issue 1 or something, it's got like 5 or 6 printings, and one of the printings in there, it goes, it's a sky high price because there's just not that many of them out there. Usually it's like the second printing is less than the first printing, and then if they goes into a 3rd and 4th, they usually print the same amount in the 3rd and 4th printing, but then in the 5th, if it goes into a 5th printing, it's even less than, it's like half or less than, than the previous printing. So that it's like, it's weird how they do that, because I know that there's still readership in that 3rd and 4th printing frame. People are still picking up to read. But then they're like, well, let's just try one more and see what happens. But they don't print hardly any once you started getting into the fifth and the sixth and the seventh printings of things. So, but they're out there, and for collectors, that's some of them. And there's that few out there.
Yeah,
it drives the price up because it really is a scarcity. You're more apt to find a first printing than you are a sixth printing.
never thought about it like that, but that makes sense. Makes me want to go look for some fifth and sixth printings.
Well, I remember Killing Joke. That was one early on too that they did later printings of. And was it the pink? I want to say it's the pink label one. Like that's like the hardest one to find because they really just didn't print that many of that one. And collectors want that for their collection because it's the price point on it is because of the scarcity, not because of the story or the art or whatever. It literally is a limited edition type situation.
Yeah, I think you're right because when the Three Jokers was released, wasn't the lettering in pink an homage to that?
I think so. Yeah,
That the pink one is the hard one to find.
Excuse me.
I think you're right though. I think it is the pink one. Well, it's interesting what it'll do to the to the resale market. It's who knows, man.
Well, that's why stuff like the Archie, like Mega Mans and the Archie, there's another one that those are starting to go up in price, not just because they're Mega Man and everybody likes it, but because they're starting to realize what the print run really was and how many were sent back. So like the print run, initially the print one was 20,000, which is very low to begin with. But then at that time when it came out, you would strip the covers and send the covers back. So that brings the print run down, and they weren't sure. Now they're starting to be able to figure out how many there actually are out there in the wild to find because of all of the stripped down stuff. So now they're starting to come out with more information of like a lot of the 80s and the 90s comics, because that's how you got credited back. So you rip the cover off and you mail just the cover back. And that's how you got credited back. And now there's how many actually, they know what the print run was, and now they're getting the data and the information collated to find out how many are actually out there and available. And when they start seeing that there's only like 8,000 or 9,000 of them of the original print run, it's causing the price of those to go up higher. So you're going to see a lot more of those metrics coming into play now, I think, with some of the collectors market.
It's crazy.
Oh no, we lost Isaac. His power went off. I'm just catching up on what was being said. Sorry.
Yeah, no. I've been the one saying it.
Soapbox for so long that I didn't pay attention. Sorry.
Wait, what happened?
Isaac's power went off. So that's why he's out. He's not on right now.
Oh no way!
The whole complex, the power went off.
Wow.
Yeah, James Lewis says 90s newsstand mint condition go for premium prices. Yeah, for sure. A lot of my comics were those newsstand ones. I got them from 7-Eleven, and they weren't bagged and boarded or anything. And they had to go and sit on that shelf where other people rifle through them.
Yeah, and that's another one of those ones where the covers, in order for those bookstores to get credited back. So it's a combination of finding a good condition one that survived everybody rifling through the racks, number one, on the newsstands, and number two, them ripping the covers and sending them back. So the print runs on those newsstands are scarce as it is, and then on top of it, finding a good condition that didn't get, thrashed while everybody's like rifling through it with their Cheetos fingers at the 7-Eleven.
Well, I'm thinking with this whole no second prints and everything else, that secondary market's gonna get hot, especially on a really good comic book. If the print is low and not a lot of people got them, I'm thinking that the secondary market's gonna be really, really on fire.
Yeah. And that's, it can't, I don't know that it's gonna necessarily hurt. I mean, it's gonna put a lot of, not pressure, but it's gonna put a lot of, well, I guess pressure on us as a retailer to make sure that we're ordering properly and getting the numbers right, and making sure that we're able to fulfill the needs of our customers, and have a little extra sometimes for a rainy day type situation.
At the same,
We'll
yeah.
see.
At the same time, something that nobody wants to admit, but it'll put more responsibility on the consumer. You really want that book? Either order it for cover, make sure your pre-order's in, or risk paying $10 to $15 after the fact.
Yeah.
Especially with guys like, oh, Brian K. Vaughan's coming out with the new book. You have to pick that up. So I don't know. It's just it depends too, but I definitely see.
There's only so much we can do on our end. You have to be able to it's your collection. We're just there to facilitate your collection and your ability to get your stuff. And we can only, go so far.
And that's what I'm saying. That's something that most people are, the people that are you're going to hear complaining about are the ones that don't want to do the work, who don't want to do the research and find out what's coming out in 3 months. It's like, well, it's just like you said, it's our collection. Do you really want this book? Do you really know are you really involved in this hobby, or is it just something you're just kind of winging? So
the main question is, what kind of sandwich is Lego eating? That's what the main thing is. I need to know what kind of sandwich that is.
What do you think was in that Danish? Oh my god!
That looks damn good right now.
It's pretty good, guys.
You can't even talk. It's so good.
Hey Lego, I went to the drink and draw on last Wednesday. They were asking about you, yo.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I'll send you an invite to the next one. They say you can go too if you want, Sanchez.
Is it a virtual one or what?
No, man, it was over at a brewery in Anaheim. It was Debbie and Kyle, Ross, those cats.
Okay.
Ross, Chandler, Monica, the whole gang.
Yeah, let me send me the invite. I'll roll up for like an hour or so, because I'm an old man now, so I gotta get back to my cave and go to sleep.
Yeah, I brought Gwen. She's starting to draw and stuff, and I'm like, these are some cool people, and they're art teachers, so they might learn you something, little girl. So she was.
Took your daughter to a bar?
It's not a bar.
They need to learn early.
How to drink or how to draw?
Yes.
Both. Well, that's good. I'm glad they got together again and start drawing.
Yeah, it was cool. Kyle's getting pretty good, dude. Kyle's stuff is legit, man.
Yeah, I like his style. He has a nice style.
His Barbarians, the horror books too. Did you read any of his Kickstarter stuff?
No, unfortunately I didn't. I saw it. I didn't read any.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, we reviewed that on the cave. It was really.
I saw that. Yeah,
it was good. I liked it a lot. Kyle's always been really solid. I love all the shit that everybody out there is doing. So it's really cool to hear that they're doing a little bit more drinking and a little bit more drawing.
Is he local?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like local, come to the comic shop and do a signing local?
Yeah. I would think so. I think he's like 20 minutes away from your shop.
He
I would
teaches
guess.
art at Modern Day.
No. But he's got a comic out?
It's like Kickstarter self-produced. So it's like
Independent.
it's ordered, it's independent, it's ordered through there. Yeah, I don't think he has like, well, I don't know. When it all it's once a month, so I'll let you know.
Okay. Yeah, because that's one of the things that we want to start doing at the store is that having, artists come in and do signings and stuff, and independent artists, and because that's what's actually keeping the industry afloat, in my humble opinion, is a lot of the independent stuff. Because Marvel and DC are mucking about doing whatever it is that they're doing, but a lot of the readership is coming from the independent market. You still get your staple of people wanting to read certain Batman titles and Spider-Man and like the staples and stuff, but for the most part, it's the lists of some of our pull customers. When you look at it, it's like, Marvel is like 5 titles, 5 maybe DC titles, and then there's like 20 independent titles that they're pulling, and it's across the board. It's not just like Dark Horse, IDW, Boom, Image. There's Vault and Scout and Aftershock and all those
Are you
guys.
be carrying a more vast array of comics than you were at the previous incarnation?
Yeah, in fact, we John and I try to at least order. We try to order at least one. Now, I don't want to say one of every independent title, but we try to give it a shot. We try to look at it and try to look and see, oh, it's because it's got kind of an interesting concept story. Okay, the art kind of looks good, because sometimes we can go to the artist's or the publisher's site and see some of the interior art of what it actually looks like, because it's tough when they just give you a cover. But to see if it's solid, it's not just chalky or chunk of bunk or whatever. We make sure that it looks, and sometimes we can contact them and they'll send us PDFs or readers copies that we can do beforehand to help make the decision on ordering. But yeah, we carry a lot of the independent stuff. I would say that at least it's a 50-50. It's it's 50 independent type publishers, and it's always the smaller guys that we're carrying stuff for.
Yeah, those smaller companies like Vault, they're bringing out some fire. And there's some good comics, and every time I watch the Comic Cave videos on Wednesday, and they talk about a new book for either from Vault or Boom or anybody, any of the small ones, it's an automatic buy for me, because I gotta check it out.
And there's I think there's like 2 or 3 new. There's a couple of new ones that were just in this last order that we did. I think it was like Second Sight Publishing or something, and they have some superhero type stuff that's coming out that's looks kind of cool, or it's a little bit of a mix here and there. One that I didn't get too involved in until recently was the American Mythology publishers. They're doing, they did Willy's Wonderland, but they did Hatchet. They started off doing a lot of horror, but they did like Zorro, because Zorro went into the public domain, and so they were the first one to pick up Zorro titles. And I'm trying to think of what else they were doing. They did the Three Stooges and the Pink Panther, and it kind of varied. So they did some for kids, and then they did some for like kids and adults, and then they did like Hatchet is like hardcore, like grindcore horror monster kind of all of their bases. Very meticulous about how they were putting their stuff up. They didn't just flood. Oh, we're gonna do 15 titles every month, and they it's like, okay, this month we're publishing these 3, and it might skip a month before you get the next issue, but we're gonna do these 3 this month. So like every other month they were flipping it, so you got a consistent story like throughout, but they weren't overwhelming themselves with production delays. So they were always meeting their deadlines, and when they were supposed to come out, they were supposed to come out. So I can appreciate a publisher that's like that too, that's consistent and doesn't try to be like, oh, well, we're new, so we don't know. You know what I mean? They did their research, they did their homework, and AWA is like that too. I think they had a really rough first month, but then after that, they've been very consistent about meeting all of their scheduled times and things like that too, with coming out. And that makes it easy for us as a retailer to know that consistently we're going to get these things coming out, and we can talk them up and be on board with them, because we know that they're not screwing around. They're not just doing it just to do it. They want to be in the business, and they want to make their business succeed. So I can appreciate that. Sorry. This turned into like the Liz Scott show. Sorry, guys.
No, it's good. This is you're answering a lot of the questions that I've been kind of forgetting to ask, especially when you read stuff like no more second prints and orders and stuff like that. Like we when we sell some of our collection, or when people sometimes think that they're a comic book seller, they're thinking of like, oh, I list stuff on eBay, oh, I list stuff on Whatnot, or we do this, or I use Mercari. I use all these different apps, but it's like, nah, man, like the real nitty gritty of it is what you're doing. Like the behind the scenes shit, like you said, pulling back the curtain. That's the stuff that I personally would get maybe a little bit overwhelmed, maybe even intimidated by. I'm sure after a while I'd be able to get a handle on it, but it's just that it's not like no Joe Schmo can just walk up and open up a comic store and expect to be successful. Like you need to know the ins and outs of this
not only
industry.
that, but you're stuck. You have to
Yeah.
buy comics every week and sell them. So if there's a couple, back-to-back weeks of duds, you're holding that bag, especially if you can't rip off the cover and send it back in anymore.
Exactly.
Having 2 weeks in a row of low sales on new comics could make or break a new comic book store if they can, because first off, the profit margin, but second of all, it's just, that's a lot of inventory that just is not moving, is not going. And that's why I think you'll find that there's a lot of comic book stores out there that don't even deal with new comics anymore. They only deal with back issues, and they only take in collections and old. And if they have new stuff, it's because it was part of a collection that they just took in, not because they actually ordered new stuff. And there are a lot of dealers out there that just, they don't want to deal with it, because you can get yourself swamped if you're not on top of it and you're not paying attention. If we miss a week of forgetting to do an FOC, and we didn't, our final order cutoff date, and we were just screwing around with our initial order numbers, we could take ourselves, because we either ordered too much or not enough. And yeah, you really have to like be on it. And like it can be an expensive learning process if you don't pay attention to what you're doing.
I'm sure. I was talking with a comic shop owner up in LA last week. I won't mention the shop, but they only order DC titles unless a customer asks specifically for that title, because they've gotten caught holding the bag so many times on so many different books. Yeah. And they can't keep up with it. They know Batman, they know Harley, so they can buy that with some confidence. But
oh my God, I just got hardcore porn spammed. There's like 4 of them. 5. Oh my God. Webcam, HD, XYZ, jerk off advice, wet girls are here. This message held for review. Hide. No, can you see them?
Those only come up if you click on them.
Segue. Hey man, if you wanted to talk porn, all you had to do is say you want to talk porn.
No, dude. Something about the cavemen, man. They bring out either the best or the worst in people.
I don't know, man. I mean, it's all on.
Yeah, Isaac sees it too. We're getting spammed hard. Sounds fun.
I've also seen Liz the opposite. Like I've seen there's a couple shops that I know that they only order what their pull list. Like if whatever people that they order on the pull list, that's all they order. They don't order extras at all. So if there's only 10 people in the pull list, they'll order 10 copies if they wanted the 10 copies, and that's it. Maybe they'll buy an extra one to just have it on the wall. But but I've seen those shops and they have more like, well, not a lot of back issues, but they'll have back issues and stuff like that, but they'll just barely order just enough for their pull list.
Yeah. And there are some titles that we do that for. We're not going to say we're not going to order something for somebody. There might be some things that I won't order unless somebody specifically asks for them. You know, there's some publishers out there, like Avatar and Boundless, that are very free. Talk about porn. But if there's a customer who wants that, we'll order it for the customer. We're not gonna
Jose.
It's, you know, it's just yeah, and it's all about their comfortability and what they know, that they know their market. If that's what they're doing, they know their market and they know what they're capable of doing for their business, and that's smart. You know, not everybody, you know, if they're in a particular area, some, you know, they know I don't get the draw in. I don't do a lot of internet, or I don't do a lot of you know, I don't have a lot of walk-in, you know, so it's, or they only do a lot of internet and not a lot of walk-in. And so they're not going to carry the new comics, or they'll only carry, you know, Donny Cates #1's Venom, or Donny Cates, you know, whatever, because they know that it's popular, and they know that they can move 5 copies. They're not incentivized to order the 25 to get the 1 of 25 or the 1 of 50. And I think a lot of stores get bogged down with that too. Oh, this is a hot title, I'm going to order, you know, 100 copies because I want all these ratio variants, and, you know, I'm going to sell those. And yeah, I've been there where I've done silly things like that too. And then, again, it's an expensive lesson to learn, but, you know, that's just good business practice on that aspect, knowing your market, knowing what you can do, and ordering accordingly. And if you're not comfortable with paying attention, or you know that you're not going to be able to put in the time for it, there's nothing wrong with that. You just know what you know, and that's how you do it. That's how you're going to run your business, and that's how you're going to be successful at it. And it still helps the community. It still helps the comic community. Even those guys that only operate their business that way, they're still helping the comic book community by providing, you know, all these older titles that we may not have because of where we're at. You know, we'll be like, we don't have it, but you should go check out J&J. He's got a huge selection of God knows what over there. You're bound to find something that you want over there. Or, you know, we don't have a lot of graphic novels in right now. Go check out Pulp Fiction in Long Beach, because that's kind of one of their specialties is over there. Go check them out and see what, you know, they might have the things that you're looking for over there. You know, we may not order enough to get the ratio variants, so go to like Comic Hero U. A lot of times they get all those ratio variants because they order so many copies. You have a better chance of finding those there. And knowing the comic community and what's going on around, and who kind of specializes in like certain things and how they do run their business, helps letting people know that these are the places to go to check these things out. You know,
Here's a good question. How do you keep the buyers responsible on their pull list? Because sometimes they might not go and buy their list.
How do you keep the buyers responsible for their pull list? Because sometimes they might not. Well, with us, it's like I said, it's communication. At our particular source, communicate. You can DM us, you can email us once we get the phone number, because we forgot to do that today. You can call us and be like, I just saw this copy. Is this a store exclusive? Is this something that you can order? And we'll look it up and say, okay, this is a ratio variant. We might not be able to
send
order
you
it.
like smoke signals or
yeah, I mean,
pigeons.
any way you can get a hold of us. We have people saying, hey, can you get this? And they'll send us a screenshot of a cover. And more often than not, it's like, oh, well, it's a ratio variance of 1 of 25 or 1 of 50. We're not sure if we're going to be able to order enough copies to meet that. But if we do, you'll be the first, because you asked first, you'll be the first in line to get that. We'll let you know. Or this is a store exclusive to so-and-so's website. Here's the link. this is where you can find it if they still have it available for you, because we won't be able to order it because it's a store exclusive to somebody else. And we'll do the research and help people find their stuff. And if you're not sure what's on your pull list, all you have to do is call us or DM us and say, yo, what's on my pull list? Or to let people know what's coming out. I try to do the previews with Liz every Thursday to let people know new number ones coming out. Hey, we need to if you want these things, you have to let us know by Sunday to guarantee that you're going to be able to get it, as long as it's not allocated, to guarantee that you're going to be able to get it so that we can make sure that our numbers are correct for you, for your orders. You know, we try, like I said, we try to give as much information out as possible, but some of that has to be the responsibility of the collector because it is their collection. So
What kind of a pull discount are you guys offering at Ray's?
25% off of new comics and 15% off graphic novels.
Woo!
Yeah.
And 10% off of toys. Because the markup for toys, for us, the markup for toys is not, because we can't buy 50 cases of something to get like the better breakdowns on things. So unfortunately the toys are a little, and our store is going to be more focused comic wise. Graphic novels, back issue bins, new comics, things like that.
Dude, you guys just killed it. That's 25%.
Time to go to Raise, everybody. Time to go to Raise Comics.
Yeah, that's a killer deal for real.
Yeah, it's Ray's Comics and Collectibles, not Tubby Tchotchkes. You know
What?
Knock it off.
Just saying.
Somebody needs a nap.
But
No,
going back,
I need a chance to go on a rant so that I stay awake.
No ranting.
Give
Yeah,
them
that's
what we're missing.
This
And
is
if you're not a
run.
pool customer, you can
Let
be a
'em
pool
go.
customer with us and not be in state, or here we'll ship to you. So you still get you'll get your 25% off, and we'll still ship. We've got pool customers in Kansas and New York, and
Don't you have some in Nevada?
I think we might have one in Nevada right now too. So
And
we'll
so-
ship as well. So you'll get your discount, and then we'll also ship to you. And the shipping is, in my opinion, it's nominal. It's anywhere from $6 to like at most $10 to ship, depending on. And we can ship every week, every 2 weeks, once a month, however you guys want to have it done. And if you follow, oh my God, it's a total plug. And if you follow us on IG and you get claims there, we can combine all of that together and ship it all out to you at once. Sorry, I didn't mean to make this.
and if we go pick up
This
the
is the shill show. That's what you should title this one. This is the
Yeah,
shill
this
show.
frugal comics guy just asked, is this a commercial?
and if we go pick up our comics, are we guaranteed a rant? Every time we go? Are we guaranteed a rant from Josh? At least
Well,
Once
Josh-
we can do a rant
Josh-
on one of our IG or whatnot sales.
No, Josh is gonna
Depends
have
on the
a
topic.
That's
rocking
free.
chair. He's gonna have a rocking chair in front of the store, just I don't know, whittling away on a piece of stick, and then he's gonna ask you what the topic of the week is, and then just give him 10 minutes, and then.
Guaranteed rant is when you bring in your blue-haired land whale cousin to tell me about how great The Force Awakens was.
We'll even have a box at the store that says Josh's soapbox so that he can get on it and everything.
I think it was Jose. I think I was talking to Jose or Isaac, or Ole. I don't remember one of the guys, and we're like, actually it was Lego and Isaac, and we're like, me and Josh should have a weekly review of comics, and it's called the Jaded Collectors. We go off on rants.
Well, you know, the thing is I'll cover the jaded part and you cover the collector part. I'm so damn jaded I don't collect a damn thing.
Oh,
Josh.
There you go. Trigger warning,
That's-
trigger warning.
That's my man
I
there.
already ranted about that trash, man. Falling. That's what you can expect. That's what DC Comics is going to give you when it comes to Black Adam. You're welcome.
Bam.
But I'm saying that 25% off of new comics, that's amazing.
That's
Yeah.
great.
You know, like we just, you know, honestly, as much, you know, we want to sell obviously because we want to keep the doors open. But we also want to have people be able to come in and just hang out too. We're not like, oh, here's your shit, get out. let me get the next person. You know, we kind of talked about that the other night. We don't want, you know, people just to feel like, oh, you know, they're just a dollar sign walking in and walking out and helping us do whatever. We want people to come in, hang out, you know, relax, you know.
You're gonna play the theme from Cheers in there all the time.
Yeah, right. bring the family.
Yeah, we're gonna have a small bar on the side, and I'm gonna be the bartender.
But instead of you bringing your troubles to Josh, he's gonna bring his rants to you.
Ray's comic shop in Anaheim closed down today after illegal sales of alcohol and an unlicensed psychologist.
Yeah, well,
a
you know,
scandal.
the
More at 11.
The vibe at the store is going to be like comic stores used to be back in the 90s when they weren't janky ass little operations that were trying to, you know, become corporations. It's, you know, the family feel and the atmosphere where you can discuss your favorite superheroes and who wins what battles and that kind of stuff, and not get pushed out the door at the first sign of trouble.
John said we're gonna make you one of those magic Zoltar like boxes that you can stand in. You can just drop a coin, but instead of getting like a fortune or like a little card reading, you're just gonna get yelled at for something that you like or don't like or shouldn't like.
But here, listen, this guy Frugal Comics says my store will not let us in the store. There's like an 8 square foot to stand in front of the counter where you pay for and pick up your books.
Wow.
That's insane.
How are you supposed to shop?
That's insane. What's the comic book shop name? So I
They're
won't
called
ever go.
Paranoia Comics.
Wow.
Those are those branch Covidian cultists.
Oh my goodness! Like,
I'm
how
gonna-
are you supposed to be able to get your browse?
Wow, that's crazy.
But if you wanted to get more comics than what was on your pull that week, unless he's being facetious, which I'm sure that might be the case, just to hear Josh rant.
I'm gonna buy a couch and send it to you guys' location so we can just go hang out.
So I told my dad is that we're gonna put like rocking chairs in front of the store, like they do it, like if you go to Cracker Barrel or whatever, where you can just sit and chill and just sit there and and talk and stuff.
And believe me when I tell you that we put the cracker in Cracker Barrel.
True.
Oh.
That's true. Okay, that's a good. You did a good job tonight. But yeah, we'll see. Like I said, it's the store's a work in progress still right now. We're hopefully getting everything set and ready, but you know, it's still.
Were you guys able to get all the furniture you need?
Tomorrow? It's all of the counters and the display units are supposed to come in tomorrow. With the exception of the back issue bins, because they have to be custom like made, so they take a little longer. So hopefully by November 20th, when we have our grand opening, like big party thing, we'll have the back issue bins is the last piece. But we hope the signage out front will be there. But definitely the display cases and the like the register counter and stuff like that will be there. So it'll still be, the back issue will still be on in short boxes in alphabetical order on tables, but the rest of the stuff, at least the display pieces, should be in tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's gonna look really nice. You guys have such a cool space there, and I feel like once the back issue bins come in, it's gonna look awesome. And the slat wall where you guys can have all the premium shit is it's in place. It's a nice spot.
I cannot wait to dig through your guys' back bins.
You're gonna have to get in line, son. Sanchez has already beat you to it.
Fuck that.
Joink.
Sanchez can't wait to look over your shoulder while you dig through those comic back thins.
Hey,
It already
don't.
happened on Friday.
Yeah, we've
Friday
seen it in
night,
action.
We've seen it in action. It's great. It didn't have the same effect on Isaac as it did on Jose, I think, but
Yeah, I've been bulking up.
There's
So
like little
Sale,
things.
and I was trying to buy shit, and then Isaac was like already pulling it off the fucking bins before, or the wall before I could get it.
I know, that's what he said. That you were texting him on the side. You're like, stop buying all the good stuff before they're able to put it out. But yeah. Well, we encourage live studio audiences during our live sales.
That's right.
Because it's more fun to like
That's right.
talk to people in person.
Any whatnot in IG sale they can come by,
Yeah.
right?
For sure. I mean, it'll be after hours, but well, I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, let
I'm thinking Fridays.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'll
If
be
you guys
up
are going
till
to be
Fridays.
open until 7 p.m. though, you guys are going to have the sales right around the time that the store's closing.
7:30ish is when they're going to starting. So they'll be a little later in the evenings. But anybody who wants to stick around or come by, we're definitely down to interact and have fun. I mean, that's the point. Is we're just trying to have fun. Yeah, we want to keep the lights on so people can come and have fun. But just
girls
Yeah.
just want to have fun.
it's true. We do.
Yeah, yeah, I've been bulking up and hitting the speed back. So whenever Sanchez tries to pull the dirty Sanchez, wha-pa! One back, baby.
Speed bag. Just say no to drugs, dude.
Wow.
Lego, did you take a little rest on the piece on the backside, or
It's drying. Yeah, it's still drying. I'm waiting. I'm gonna get it going, but it's one of those things where you're waiting for paint to dry.
oh, okay.
Um,
Are
It's
you
gonna-
jumping on? Are you gonna work more tonight, or are you gonna do that later on tomorrow, or?
let me see.
He's
Uh,
testing the paint.
Oh wow, wow.
It's probably gonna be tomorrow. I finish this one up.
Yeah, wow.
little-
Okay.
But yeah, School Dude Joe, Instagram. See it tomorrow, I'm sure. Yeah, it'll be a nice Wolverine piece, but it's I gotta let it dry. If I go in with the blue and the line work right now, it's gonna get all muddy and brown and look like shit. So I'm gonna wait.
I thought you said it was going to be Wolverine and Big Bird.
No, I said
Oh.
like Big Bird.
Oh.
Because it was just yellow before.
Be the epic crossover of all time, man.
Dude,
Every
that
time
could
he
be
said,
cool,
every time he does Snickty Snicks, he's Big Bird spelling it out.
right?
Hey Liz, we have somebody following us right now named Frugal Comics. He's in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
But he could start up a pool with you guys still, couldn't he?
Yeah. All he has to do is just DM us his list on Instagram. It's Race Comics on Instagram, and you could just DM us the list. And the more specific you are about what, like, I know DC does A and B title, A and B covers, and or sometimes Marvel does what I call the flavor of the month. And if you want all of those, the more information you give me about what covers and things that you guys want helps me also make sure that you guys get what you want. Sorry, Lego, we took away from your art.
No, dude, you're totally fine. I 100% support Ray's Comics, and all the pull list information that you can put out there is good shit, because you guys are doing awesome work over there.
You could tell, like, the Josh looks like Josh might be hurting a little bit, but all this interesting information, we have lots of interaction going on, lots of comments and questions going on, and the time is going by really fast. So
But it's
There's
some very good information though that a lot of
for
people
sure.
might not have.
There's times where we're like trying so hard to just come up with some last thing to say to stretch it till 11. But since your guys' grand opening has been coming up, we've been trying to cut it off. So it's good news.
It's Ray's Comics on Instagram, right? Ray's Comics.
Yeah, plural.
Yeah.
Ray's Comics. I always forget, so because when we do our email, because it's Ray's Comics 1313 at Gmail, and I always forget an S somewhere. And somebody's like, I just sent you an email. I was like, oh, you didn't get it. And then I look back. Ah, crap, I forgot an S. Damn it.
Damn
Yes.
it.
Can you send me a good file of the design for the shirts you guys did for them?
Yes, 100%. You got it. We got a Ray's Comics shirts apparently coming in the works.
Didn't know that. That's kind of cool.
I think they'll be pretty nice. They're gonna look good.
I'm looking forward to it.
Very cool.
My face on it.
I've been telling people it's comics.
It's RAYS.
No, I've been saying RACE comics.
Ray's
Racy.
Reyes.
Racy Comics. Where's your mind at, Jose?
Damn. It was the guys that are using Cool Kids. What did I say?
We're not cool kids. Oh yeah.
Cool.
That's right.
It's the same shop that uses Cool Kids Cash, all capital K's.
Okay.
They're called Rabels.
They're not labels either. Not doing that again.
Did I show you this, Sanchez? The first real appearance of Venom?
The one topic.
No, it's not. It's 300.
Okay. Let me see that. Oh, that's nice.
Boo.
The first real appearance of Venom.
That's nice.
Appearance.
When did you get that?
The Bay.
That's
No,
the
I
cameo.
know that.
That's
But
not a real appearance.
Did you just recently buy it or?
Yeah, it just came in today actually.
Oh, nice. Nice. I've been
Collection Connection is going to release a video. So what's $298 then?
I don't know.
Wait, are you talking about that's Eddie Brock? Isn't it 297? Eddie Brock, 298.
298 shows Venom in a cameo.
Yeah, but you could barely see Venom. Like
you can barely see him, but it does show him in a cameo in 298. And in 299 it shows a whole frame of his entire self and it says Venom.
Yeah, but that's still a cameo though. It's not an actual official like how it is on 300.
I'm working on the
so
video.
funny.
We'll see what Todd McFarlane has to say about it.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
that
he
we're
already
having
did. He
this
said it's
conversation
300.
because I had this
He said
conversation
300.
with my-
He already said 300.
We'll see.
We'll see.
By that
that-
argument, first appearance of Gambit is what is it? X-Men Annual 14.
That's true. That's exactly.
That's a cameo though.
No, but if we're saying if it's his full body and they call him Gambit,
They do that. They do call him Gambit there.
so then that's the first appearance.
I would say the difference would be this: that there's a cameo before the cameo. You got two cameos and then the first appearance. In this instance,
Listen, if I fucking meet you and I'm like, hey man, I'm Jay, and then somebody else is like, cool man, good to meet you. That's the first fucking appearance of me and you in this interaction. Like, come on. How are you
No,
gonna
that was
say
a
some other
cameo.
shit is not like
Until I know your
It's
last
just
name.
It wasn't the
your
first
full
time they
Your full
fucking
name
made
is
out,
Jason.
All right then. So
you,
by
you
that
can
argument,
you can draw the line on the argument on which book you have. He obviously doesn't have $299. He has 300, and he wants 300 to be holding the money.
I do have $299. I showed it to you the other day.
You did?
I got $299.
I remember working at Mile High Comics, and this was like a big deal because that's when they started distinguishing first appearances from cameo appearances. That goes back to the 90s that they've been talking about this crap. And now it's like, yeah, it was always, this is now cameo appearances. And it was like a new category and everybody's like, the fuck? This is literally what people were saying. What? No, that's not right. It's only the first appearance that matters. And I think until CGC starts, everybody goes, well, what does CGC say? Now CGC is like the guiding light as to what's considered a first appearance. So what does your label say on your book, Nate?
Who died and made them with God of Comics?
I would say about
it says
80%
first appearance of Venom.
It doesn't say
no,
first
it does not
appearance.
say that. Bullshit.
It probably says cameo.
No, it says Venom cameo chance appearance.
Yeah. So it's not his
cameo.
first appearance. Because now we've put our collecting onus on a company now because we've done that. Now we have to go by what they say, and they say it's this. So now, because we've allowed them to do this, we got to go with the rules on it.
Please, Josh.
Yes. So from a guy who's been out of the genre for like 20 years because I don't give a fuck. So what is it that distinguishes a first appearance from a cameo?
More than one panel.
Story.
More than one panel?
And it has to be involved in the story somehow. Like it has to affect the story.
Because back in the day when I was insane and I was collecting, I used to collect
now
all
it's
of
just
the
insane.
Yes. I used to collect all of the comics where Juggernaut made an appearance. And I had X-Men 11 and 12. Uncanny X-Men 11 and 12. 12 was given the distinction of being the first appearance of the Juggernaut, but he actually appeared, or at least his left leg appeared from the backside in the final panel in X-Men 11. So
that's a cameo.
So that would be a cameo, even though he's part of the story.
Well, that leads up to that. Oh, here's the big reveal. He's going to be the bad guy, and then you just see it. That's his cameo appearance. But then the story continues into the next one, and that's his first appearance. He's in more than panels, and it's the full story.
Gotcha.
That's how it's distinguished.
Well, there was a big old argument recently with the writer David Michelini. I hope I said the last thing correctly. And
You didn't.
no, I did. Why? Okay, but there's a big he wrote like a big old thing on his Facebook page talking about the same thing about the 300, that he's the main one that created Venom, not Tom McFarlane, and he's trying to get the whole like all the credit for Venom. And next thing you know, here comes Eric Larson into the argument, and it just got really crazy. But yeah, that's
bet you anything. Rob Liefeld was real quiet when Fabian Nishi entered the room.
No, well, if you look at the stuff back in the day, it's always been Rob Liefeld as credit. What's it called? Fabian was never credited as co-creator. He's always credited as just the script writers on all the old books.
Doesn't make it correct. I mean, Bill Finger up until when was it, 2017, didn't get any fucking credit either, and he was rightfully so the co-creator of Batman. Wasn't until Detective Comics 46, I believe, that it was finally mentioned, Bob Crane and Bill Finger from New 52. So,
well, even back then, Fabian was never really the one that helped create the character. It was all basically Liefeld.
Oh, I think Marv Wolfman and what's his name would have something to say about that, because they got a guy named Deathstroke. So.
Oh, come on! And now who they copy? Deathstroke copy somebody else. It's like everybody. There's a bunch of characters that copy each other. That's kind of shitty excuse.
The Flintstones copied the Honeymooners, dude, and the Honeymooners copied so and so. Everybody steals from everybody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that excuse doesn't mean nothing. Like,
yeah, I know, that's what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is to get the stick so far up your butt that you're like, oh, I created this guy and I didn't. It's all original. It's like freaking what's his name that fell off for the same exact reason, co-creator of Spider-Gwen. Have you heard of him, the artist? I'm sure you heard of Jason Aaron, but what happened to the artist? It's because he was trying to argue that it was an all original creation. Dude, it's Spider-Man.
He takes a costume, which on an actual original character that's already existed. Deadpool, that's a whole new character. It's not Deathstroke, you know. So
I mean, I would argue with you that Joe Kelly created that's the Deadpool that we know.
I would say correct.
He updated.
Correct.
So let me ask this then. If
He
that's the
evolved
case, how come Stan Lee doesn't get credit on Captain America since he's the guy who came up with the circular shield? And what's more iconic for Steve Rogers than the shield that he can actually throw and it comes back to him? That's all
I would give
all the work of Stan Lee.
Did get a lot of credit for that. People were going crazy for his yeah.
Yeah, but typically when you're looking at Captain America, Stan Lee isn't given any credit for creating the character.
No, dude, I would argue that it was fuck, what was his name? Like it goes back to that whole argument, like Stan Lee and the whole Jack Kirby, but who was the one that he did Captain America with? Was it Jack Kirby?
No,
I don't think so.
it was
I
it
can
started
see
with
his
an R.
face. I just wish there was something that we could use to look these things up.
I'm doing it.
It was Jack Kirby and
www.
Joe Simon.
Stanley. What
Joe
did
Simon. There
It
you
was
go.
Jack Kirby
Joe
and Joe
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, Jack Kirby and Joe Simon are giving the creative creations for Captain America.
But this thing right here, that's Stan Lee.
Yeah, I got a shield. I give all the credit to Stan. I have a Stan Lee signed Captain America shield.
Although when he did it, he was still creating under the name Stanley Lieberman.
Ugh, wouldn't have bought that guy's book. What's in the name though?
You know,
Apparently
it's
for
crazy.
you, a
We
lot.
got Stan Lee from Marvel, and he just like he rocked it. And then Jim Lee, his brother, came along and just that man. So
That young punk upstart.
it's wild. They're a dynasty.
That early Jim Lee work. Oh my God, that was beautiful.
They're a dynasty.
Those Lee brothers.
Yeah, no doubt. It's good. It's good stuff. Jim and Stan, man. Fuck yeah.
All right, guys. I got actually cut out. I got work. I got to go back to work tomorrow. So.
Oh shit! So does Josh, and I gotta get up early to go pick up Diamond because we get to pick up on Tuesday, bitches. Yes!
Wow, yeah.
That
And
means the poll will be done tomorrow, and we'll know exactly how good or bad we did our ordering.
Where did Nate go?
He's like, I'm out. You guys didn't agree with me on the first appearance of Venom. Screw you guys. I'm going home. Oh, he's there. All right.
Well,
We should at least wait till the Great gets back.
He has to turn us off, doesn't he? It's gonna
Yeah.
be like 3 more hours of looking at his garage.
Well,
if we-
I mean, the thing is, I think we can all log out, but then that's all it would be is
I
a sad ass garage. For like 10 minutes.
No, shut up.
It'd be a little
Leave it on us. I'll just bounce out. He comes back.
Eh,
What the hell's
eh,
happening?
There he is.
That would be funny.
What happened?
We were all gonna leave you, so when you came back, all that was gonna be on there was like your garage in the background for however long. So we made you mad and you left the room. Y'all, screw you guys. I'm going home. You don't
No,
believe
I
me.
just had to pee.
Oh.
Well,
I think it's as far as that first appearance things goes, I think it's worth the discussion, worth an argument, and might make for some good content, people to watch and be outraged about.
Yeah, I'll make sure next week's not a shill week for us.
No, it was fine. We had high viewers, lots of. This
Well,
is the
it
most
was-
interaction we've ever had on a video.
You know what? It was an organic sort of thing. It's not like
Yeah.
we scripted out and planned it. So
Yeah, like I said earlier, a lot of this information, it was helpful for a lot of new people. So it was great.
Don't let me
Definitely.
talk
You know
about
what
it.
else is helpful? SchoolDudeJoe.com. Woo! Get all your art needs. We will put fucking art on your walls.
We have a link in our
Connection-
link
Do you
tree
want
too
collection
for Skull
connection
Dude.
merch? We've got it. SchoolDudeJoe.com. We'll send it to your
Yay.
house. Dude, open your door. It's there. Oh, awesome. Looks great. Beautiful shirts. Nate,
Nate's
that's a
got
nice
one.
looking shirt. Comic Cave. Comic Cave. I love the Comic Cave. I'd love to buy a shirt from you guys.
I want one on
SchoolDudeJoe.com. Buy now. We're not-
So
We have your link in our link tree too.
I'll try to put some shirts together though for some raised shirts if you guys want to have them just to sell them in your shop or have them as uniforms or whatever.
Sure. I'll be surprised. What you need to do is you need to bring it so I can do an unboxing so I know what I'm getting into. Because I don't even know what the design looks like. At least I don't think I do. Maybe I saw it in passing and didn't realize what it was.
Maybe Lego doesn't know either. Maybe we just made this up right now.
Oh, cool. I like
Maybe
those
not.
too.
Maybe
It was always there. It was always there. I always knew what it would look like.
it's King Ray as King Conan.
Did you get to see the poster that's up at the store, Lego?
Yeah, I did.
His
You know, I saw it and I was laughing to myself, but I was like, man, I wish I spent a little bit more time on it.
It looks
It
pretty
looks
good.
awesome. It's great.
Well, it's
but
great when it's like in the small, but when you blow it up, it kind of like loses a little of the. Yeah, no, I get that,
Yeah,
but it's still
yeah.
it was kind of like a fun gift that his all of his friends like did for him. They made like some shirts that they all wear and stuff when they're out and about.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's so cool. It's super fun. And you know, I feel like that's the idea, right? It's super fun. It
Yeah.
doesn't have to be high quality.
No, it's just fun making fun of ourselves and making fun of things around. That's you can't laugh at it. It's not worth it.
That's
Right?
the whole point, right?
You got to find the humor in everything. That's one of King Ray's quotes.
We're not that far out either. We're gonna start planning our holiday specials again.
Oh
Yeah,
shit.
well, look, we'll have a site where we can all gather comfortably.
There you go.
That would be pretty nice.
We can
There
make it
you
happen.
go.
We can make anything happen.
Imagination.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
And he's out.
That's how we get Josh out, is by using fun corporate lingo.
Well,
Guys,
if I could chill for one more second, Ink and Drink is having a drinking and drawing party over at Supply and Demand in Long Beach on this Thursday, right before Halloween. So check that shit out if you are in the Southern California area. It's going to be a good time. I'll be there. I'll be drunk and I'll be drawing.
Shoot. Do they can you just buy tickets just to watch you guys drink and draw? Because I
I'll stay-
can't drink and I can't draw, but I'll like watching people get drunk and draw.
Come by. Come by. It'll be a good time.
You know what? When I go hang out at those things, I don't draw either. But
I don't draw
usually-
either. I just drink.
I bring a pad and I bring a paper, and when I'm hanging out with those guys and they're all drawing and whatnot, that's where I got my let's fight about what the first appearance is, like show ideas, things like that. Like the videos that we have that are the heaviest hitting ones that have the most views and all of that other metric shit. They all came from when I was sitting around other creative people or actually creative people. My shit's always been in writing. I have these ridiculous like scripts and things that I write during these things. They're drawing, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm doing something too. So it's cool.
I can't do scripts. I do scripts, but then I never read them. I just like, because I know I'm just going to
But
fuck it
even
up.
if
And
you
we don't
don't
have
read
any.
it,
We don't have
even if
any
you don't read
editing.
it, you still collect your ideas in a cohesive manner to where you'll be able to ramble your thoughts out a lot. You know, like I'm a very worried zoo person, and I try to be careful about what I say. So a lot of times I'll sit here, I really talk real fast, or I'll have to stop and look up and think about what I'm going to say to not be an asshole. So when I write those things down, I can pop off faster and say the things quicker.
That's why you will never be great, Mr. the Great. You can't care if you're an asshole. You just got to say it.
Who says I care?
You care enough to censor.
think.
We want the uncensored version.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Come
We
to
were
the
talking
dark
about that
side,
the other
dude.
night.
Come to the dark
Censored's
side.
fine. Censored's great. I like censored.
Yeah, you would. You
I don't.
corporate shill.
I don't think I'm one of the reserved people that we have when we have these conversations. I think we've got some people who are afraid to talk. I don't think I'm one of them.
Eh. What are you doing?
That's fair. That's fair.
Well,
Yeah, I like-
gentlemen and ladies, I am out because I have to wake up at
Yeah.
5 in the morning.
Likewise.
But thank you so much
5:40.
for inviting me.
Oh, you precious child. I got to get up at 4, son.
Oh, damn.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next Monday.
Good night.
V
Thank
for
you.
Vendetta.
Yes,
Awesome.
V for Vendetta. Sweet. Super sweet.
Halloween's on Friday. Late to the party.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everybody.